In this video, I'll be making a custom keycap set. In particular, it will be a DES, so the sculpted keycaps, in black resin with white legends. So let's head to the lab because this one is made and it's not the one that we're making. So in this video, I'll try to showcase everything with minimal editing so that I can get this video out and focus on actually making the keycaps. Because I've tried to do higher quality videos and I end up like just procrastinating and never publishing, and I miss chatting with you guys because chat always has good ideas. So here you can see the blank keycaps on a jig, and I have different jigs for different profiles. Like I have a jig for lame, for cherry, and this one in particular is for cherry, for DES, and you can see that it holds all the top surfaces horizontal to the workbench. And in addition to that, I'd scoot them over so that when you print, the print lands on the center of the top surface. So now that the keycaps are ready, they're printed and ready to add the legends, let's get the machine ready. So I can roll the machine out of there, and this is just to help with fumes. Like I have a vacuum pulling air and always throwing it out because UV ink, although apparently it's not harmful, I do not like the smell. Now unfortunately I have a problem where this motor in the center, I can't point with, I'm holding this, but this motor is down and this is a stirring motor, so the white ink isn't being stirred. So I'm going to take a syringe that I have close by and I will manually mix this. Now that the ink is manually mixed, and again I'm doing this while waiting for the motor, the spare part, to come in. Now that it's mixed, let's turn the machine on and we'll do an inspection of the print head, clean it a bit, do a test print to make sure that the nozzles aren't clogged. Then we can take our keycaps over there, put them on the machine and do the print. There we go, the machine finished booting. So now I can move the print head. I will just check the capping station, so there is a bit of overflow. Let's first then clean that. So you can see that the purge is clearing out the tubes, and there is the black, the cyan, magenta, and yellow ink, and you can see over there the white ink. So the nozzles might have been a bit like clogged initially, the top surface. Wiping it must have helped. After this test print, I think we should be good. So you can see that the colors came out pretty okay. Now the print in the center wasn't there because I limited it. I just wanted to flush the colors. So this is good. I can now take in the keycaps and print it. So let's take the jig. I take my jig, and because I was handling it, I need to now move this pin down so it's not on the top surface. And so I have 3 pins, 2 over here and 1 on the right. Let me intercept the beam, it goes faster. There's a laser over here, and see when it intersects, there's a safety feature where the whole build plate drops. So I can now put my keycaps and I locate them like this. They're just pushing in the corner, and these 2 pins plus the one here align it, and then the jig holds it in place. So the height right now is set pretty well. If I bring you down, you'll see that. There's like a small gap between the print head and the keycaps, and you can see if I put you here and I move the print head. See, this is how it works. The print head goes above, spews out ink, and then so that's the print head with the ink, and that's the UV light that is water cooled, and it dispenses the ink, and right away the UV light cures it, so it's pretty fast. So before I print, let me use my favorite tool. It's a duster, and I'm just gonna remove the dust from the top surface of the keycaps. Before committing to this, I like to do a test where I just place a piece of saran wrap on top of my keycaps, and I will then print on that and make sure that everything checks out and it looks properly aligned. So I align my saran wrap and then I just press it down. Now I will tape out the corners because I have had cases where the corners lift and like the wind, the print head lifts, like see it moves, and it sometimes catches this edge, and it's just not a good situation overall. So I just tape out the corners. Alright, so now that the saran wrap is there, I'm ready for the test print. So you'll notice that in my file I have these 4 cross sections, and these are for alignments. Now this whole thing is 1 jig. If we look at my jigs, right, this one for example, this one is for extended lame, and you can see that I have these grids, and here it's to print a cross on it, and if I have 2 crosses that are aligned, all the keycaps will also be aligned, and so I have 4 of them, right? And yeah, now that it's ready, I will do a test print without the UV light on, so the ink on here won't be dry, and I can just wipe it off and make sure that I get my offsets right. Because if we go on the software, which it's a beautiful software, I love it. I'm being sarcastic. I do not recommend this. So 3.5
and 24 are the last values that I've used. That is good. Let's load in the file. Ink limited. I only went white on this print, so I disabled all the channels, save as default. Okay, and this should be good.
If I hit print, the machine is gonna start going left and right and printing onto these keycaps. Now, I generally have my hand hovered over the power buttons at the first test because you never know, and it goes quickly if there's a problem. Alright, so it's going well. I can remove my hand. And now I will be paying attention to the keycap in this corner and trying to see if the cross is printed aligned. So you can see the cross finishing the formation, and with this angle it looks aligned, but I will stop the print and make sure that if we look at a top view it is properly aligned. So let me see. It was not aligned. It was aligned on this one, but not that one, and I realized that this was not centered. So like, well, silly me, I'm focused on the video more than what I'm doing. So now that this is properly located, let me wipe off the ink of this test. And you can see this one is clearly not well centered. So, proves the utility of these, like catching silly operator errors. It's always the human the problem. Alright, so now this is well put. Let's try it again. Alright, let's pause this one. Stop. And I think after the 4th time, this is good. So if we check this one is a bit scooted to the left, and this one is a tiny bit scooted to the right. I know that I have a bit of a bug between the softwares where my picture is slightly expanded by like 0.5 millimeter. So that is good to me. So I'll wipe this off and then I'll do a full run of the print. And now this is fuzzy because the UV light is not on. Now I'll wipe it, print again with the UV light turned on, and you'll see it'll be clear. It looks really good, and I like the size of the font that the guy picked for this order. Let's have a look at this. Get you out. It looks really promising. Let's bring this to the light. So
first, I know I need to move this pen up. There you go. Then I can grab this, put you here. Let me zoom out.
And oh my god. This looks great, but like, why did I forget the escape key? Oh my god. No! How can I make such a mistake? And I also forgot these 2 corners. What is up with that? Well, anyways, you can see that the keycaps came out beautiful. Look at these letters. I'm really pleased with it. Now I will run it again. After doing the 2 missing keys, I packaged them, but during the packaging process and while taking a closer look at some pictures I had taken, we noticed a few flaws, so I remade the full set, and you can see that it came out really well in this new one. In the meantime, I also received an order for an orange DES set with legends that turned out really well. And I also received the new packaging. I bulk ordered some fancy custom design packaging, and it turned out really well with the custom stamp on it. I'm pleased with how it looks. So there we have it. The keycaps are packaged and ready to ship. Thanks for watching.